Hey guys, it's Ebony. I'm back. I know it's been a little while. I think about 2 weeks or so since my last video, and I apologize that it's been a little bit. I definitely want to be staying consistent, but a couple things have been going on, and I've been working a lot. So, I've been balancing work and school. So, making videos just kind of fell to the wayside, but I'm back today, and it's gonna be my 3 month post-op VSG update. Today makes 3 months. Actually, I think yesterday was May 20th, and that made exactly 3 months post-op VSG. So, of course, I'm gonna start with my stats. So my highest weight was 278 pounds. My surgery weight was 259 pounds. And my current weight today is 216 pounds. And I am so happy about that. So that's a total loss of 62 pounds. So I've lost 62 pounds since the beginning of my journey. And I feel amazing. I feel so ecstatic and so happy to be at this weight. It's been a long time since I've been this low of a weight. I'm probably in high school. I don't even really remember what I was weighing when I was, I probably was this small when I was like maybe a sophomore or a freshman in high school. So that's, it's been a while since I've been this small. I can't remember the last time I saw those numbers on the scale, and it feels great. I am still wearing like extra large shirts. And I am down to a size 14 pants. I used to be a size 18, and quite honestly, at my very highest weight of 278, even the 18s were starting to get a little snug on me. So I probably would have been a little bit more comfortable in like a size 20, but I just had refused to buy a size 20 pants. So yeah, I'm down 2 pant sizes. I'm in a size 14, and those fit me pretty well right now. But I know I'll probably only be in that size for maybe 2 months or so, and then I'll probably be going down to the next size. I got rid of all of my clothes, all of them. I didn't have a lot of clothes to begin with. I actually went to switch out my winter and my summer clothes and realized I got rid of a lot of clothes last summer before packing them away. So I really didn't have much to begin with. But thankfully, my mom had some brand new clothes with tags on it that I was able to kind of raid her closet. My mom actually has had gastric bypass surgery. So she had some sizes, from when she was going through her transition that still had tags on it. So I was able to go shopping in her closet, which was great for me. I really haven't bought any clothes at this point. I probably will only buy a couple like dresses for the summer. But I don't really plan on spending a lot of money just because what's the point? I'm only going to be in the size for, a short amount of time. So that's kind of where I'm at with things right now as far as my weight and clothing and all of that stuff. And honestly, I feel awesome right now. I really do feel really good at the weight that I'm at right now. I feel happy with my progression. I've probably been losing, I would say, maybe about 2 pounds, maybe 2 to 3 pounds, probably like every week and a half, I would say. I really haven't been focusing heavily on the scale. I only weigh myself once a week at this point. Sometimes I might weigh myself, twice a week. I don't really keep a schedule with it, to be honest with you. I don't obsess over the scale because I just know that I'm going to stall. I've already stalled during this journey where, I sat at, 235 or 230, whatever, for like almost 2 weeks before I would drop 2 pounds or like 2.5 pounds. So, it's whatever. I don't want to get obsessive over, the scale. So, in regards to weight, of course, the question is going to arise about loose skin, which has been something that I am starting to notice a lot more now. And I notice it mostly in my arms, which I can kind of show you while I'm sitting here. It's not too bad, but, this is my arms. And you can kind of see when I do that, the definition is starting to formulate here. And this is like where all the saggy skin is. I mean, there's still a decent amount of fat there, of course, because I'm still early on in my journey. But you can kind of see it. It's not, that bad. I can deal with that for now. But you see when I do this, you can see kind of where my actual arm is and where the skin is. So, that's just something I gotta work on. I'm starting to notice it a lot in my boobs, which is kind of like annoying, to be honest, because again, I don't want to spend a lot of money on things that I know probably aren't gonna fit me. Bras are something I always had to spend a lot of money on, and I like good quality bras. I like to have support. I like to have structure. I wanted to cover my back rolls, and I wanted to be good, and so I do spend a decent amount of money on bras, and I just don't want to do that yet. I'm probably going to wait until I get about 200 pounds, and then I'll probably finally go, because I have some bras that were not fitting me at my highest weight because they were too small. Now I've been wearing those bras, but now I'm starting to get at the point where those bras are getting too big on me. So, I'm going to have to get new bras soon, but I'm kind of waiting until I get closer to, right around 200 before I go and spend, a decent amount of money on a one or two nice bras. My boobs are not as full as they used to be. I wouldn't say that they're, flat as a pancake at this point, but they're definitely not as full as they used to be. And I can kind of tell, I don't want to get too explicit here, but like you can just tell in like my chest up here that it's just not as full as it used to be. It is what it is. I expected this. I prepared for this. So, it doesn't make it any easier, but I was realistic with myself. I knew I was going to have loose skin. Like that just, it wouldn't make sense for me to not have any loose skin. So, as far as my boobs go, people have asked me, do I think that I'm going to get surgery and things like that? I don't really know right now at this point. It's way too early for me to make that decision. I think if I reach a weight that I'm comfortable with, I'm happy with, and I'm steady at that weight, and I'm doing everything that I can to tone my body and build my muscle, and I just can't get rid of that loose skin on my arms, or not even get rid of it, because I know I can't get rid of it, but if I just can't tone myself enough to where I'm like, I can live with this little bit of loose skin, or as far as my breasts go, if they really, really, get, lose a lot of volume and they're, really saggy or whatever and flat, and it really, really bothers me, then maybe I'll consider it. But to be quite honest, all of those surgeries kind of freak me out, which kind of sounds crazy because I'm a nurse and I'm an ICU nurse, so I see crazy stuff all the time. But to think about the fact that I would be having, drains coming out of my belly after a tummy tuck and all of that, it really kind of freaks me out. So that's on the back burner for right now. Like I said, I'm only 3 months in, so it's way too early for me to even be making a decision like that. Or even considering it, to be honest, because I have a long journey to go still. So it is something on the back burner. Maybe I'll consider it later on, but right now, no. The other thing that I have been able to experience with my body, which is a positive for me, I put on shorts about like 2 weeks ago. It was really hot and nice. And my thighs were not rubbing together like they have most of my life. Um, I mean, they still were touching, of course, especially like right in the middle, like the higher part of my thigh. But from like my knee up to like my mid thigh, those bad boys were not touching. It was so nice to have shorts on and my thighs weren't sticking together or rubbing or anything like that. And I really enjoyed having shorts on, which most of the time I hate wearing shorts because they always ride up because my thighs are too big. My thighs are rubbing together, so they ride up, and then my legs, the skin rubs together, and it gets uncomfortable, and it's sore, and it's, big girl struggles all day with the thighs. And it was really nice and really refreshing to put on a pair of shorts and not feel that. I also have been able to experience being able to cross my legs, which is something I could not really do before. I mean, I could cross my legs, but it was more, like how the men kind of cross their legs. I couldn't cross my legs elegantly like a woman crosses their legs. And because I've lost, 62 pounds now, I've been able to experience that. And it sounds so dumb, but it's something that has been special to me because actually, before I got the surgery, I said to my mom, I can't wait until I can cross my legs underneath a table, because I could never do that. I could never do that, even though I have been smaller, when I was, even though I've been smaller than 278, at that age that I was always big for my age, of course. So, even though at one point I was 216 pounds, probably in high school, but in high school that was too heavy. So I couldn't cross my legs under the desk. When I had a dress on or a skirt, I couldn't cross my legs the way that, a young lady should be able to cross her legs. And that always was something that bothered me because it made me feel like, I couldn't fully be a woman to an extent. I know it sounds dumb, but it's just something, it's a non-scale victory for me. Being able to cross my legs, and it's comfortable for me. It doesn't hurt. I'm not struggling to do it. And it's just something that makes me feel happy. I can't fully cross my legs under a table yet, but I'm getting there. And again, just a personal non-scale victory for me, and I'm really, really happy about it. Some other things that I've been noticing is my hair shedding. I know you guys may not be able to tell because my hair, when it's natural, it's pretty voluminous. But I have been noticing when I wash my hair and detangle my hair, more hair is coming out than usual. It's breaking off a lot easier when it's straightened, when it's blown out, and when I'm just combing it. And there's not even tangles in it. I'm just combing through it. And it's just breaking off like crazy. I've always had issues with breakage just because my hair is really dry, just because it's curly people, we tend to be drier, but my hair's always been dry. I've always struggled with broken ends and whatever, but it's just, I know it's so much more frequent now. It's just breaking off like crazy, and like I said, when I'm washing it, there is a lot more hair coming out than I'm used to. I always have hair come out because, like I said, I always experience breakage and dryness, and when my hair is curly like this for 5 days straight, and then I put it up into a bun for 2 days, and I go to detangle it, of course there's going to be some hair coming out, but I have been noticing more, and I'm struggling with it. I'm at the point right now actually where I really want to cut my hair and get a good trim, but I'm scared because I don't know what this journey is about to be like with my hair, and I feel like if I cut it and it's short and then I struggle with growing it, then I'm just gonna have short hair for like a year or two. Like, I don't know how long it's gonna last, so I'm struggling right now. I'm kind of in between decisions, but I do still think I'm gonna end up cutting my ends probably about 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Because there's no point of having broken dry ends on my hair. It's not going to help me. But to combat that, I am going to start taking biotin. I actually want to look into getting the liquid biotin instead of the pill. I heard that that works better because it absorbs better into your system. So I'll probably look that up on Amazon and see how, see how that goes, especially because I'm early on in the surgery. It's probably better for me to be taking liquid and chewable type of vitamins still, because my other vitamins, like my multivitamins and calcium, those are all still chewables. So if I can get the biotin in liquid, it's probably going to be better for my stomach and absorption at this point. So that's kind of where I am. I did actually switch my shampoo and my conditioner to like the Diva Curl stuff, like the no sulfate, no paraben, like the no poo shampoo, so I'm not using harsh stuff and drying out my hair even more, making it harder to restore the moisture. That's been going well. I've been enjoying that. So we'll see how it goes. I'll definitely keep you guys posted. And like I said, most of my breakage has been at the end. I haven't noticed anything here, like on my edges and stuff. Like that still looks good so far. So we'll keep an eye on that. The other thing that's a little bit more personal that I wanted to talk about is I've noticed some major changes in my menstrual cycle and my hormones. Maybe a little bit TMI for some people, but I think it's important to talk about. I am on birth control, and I was not getting my period on birth control. And I actually got my period the week that I got surgery. So that whole week that, getting surgery, recovering, I had my period. Before this, my period, when I did get my period, it was only about 4 days. I had my period for like a week and a half when I got surgery. Fine. The next month, I didn't get anything. So I just thought maybe I was stressed and the surgery and, whatever. Well, I got my period in April, and I had my period, no lie, for like 3 weeks, and it was like up and down. It was like a normal period, then it would lighten up, and I would almost think it's gonna go away, and then it came back. So I'm gonna, of course, follow up with my OBGYN and talk to them about those things. I don't know if it's a combination of my birth control and the weight loss. I've lost 62 pounds. That's a major change for my body. So I don't know if my body's just trying to adjust and figure out what it wants to do. But also my birth control is due to be changed this year in August. So I don't know if the hormone levels are starting to drop down a little bit or what. They shouldn't be. But yeah, so my period has been kind of irregular, way longer than it's ever been in my life. And so I'm sure some of it has to do with my weight loss. And hormonal wise, I have just been like, I've noticed like my hormone levels are kind of low for me, just as far as like my energy, and just, as far as like intimacy. It's not that I don't want to be intimate with my boyfriend, but I just noticed that it's like something that doesn't even cross my mind. As weird as that may sound, TMI, whatever, I just want people to be aware that it's just, your body's going to go through some crazy changes that you're not going to really think about or expect. And honestly, like, there's days where I have to sit there and like realize like, wow, I'm not even like, it's not even crossing my mind. It's not that I'm not attracted to my boyfriend, I'm not interested or anything like that. It's just, it's literally not even crossing my mind. And so that's been something that, we've been having to work on together as a couple. So it's just something that I want you guys to kind of keep in mind, because those things will change with like a drastic weight loss in such a short amount of time. It's really affecting so many things. But one of the ways I've been trying to combat this is to stay very, very diligent with my vitamins, and I have been staying very consistent with them, and that has really helped me a lot. I have my 6-month follow-up in the beginning of June, and I think that I'm gonna ask them about adding in a B12 vitamin to my regimen, because right now I just take the multivitamin, calcium, iron, and I take vitamin D as well because I have deficiency in that. But I think adding a B12 vitamin might help me as far as my energy levels, because I can definitely tell the difference in my body when I'm not taking my vitamins consistently. So, I know the multivitamins have B12 in it, but I think I might need a little extra boost. So I'm gonna see, talk to my nutritionist about that and see, what they recommend. And the other thing, the last thing that I wanted to bring up, I'm sure you guys are curious about like what my eating has been like. So I just wanted to show you really quick, and excuse it because I have food in the bowl. But this is Pyrex, and this is the 2-cup bowl. This is what I've been using. I'm not eating 2 cups of food. I usually fill this up about halfway. This is just a mango. This portion right here is actually too big for me. But I just didn't have, I didn't want to split, I didn't have a smaller container, so I just put it in here. But I usually fill this up about halfway with my food, so that would be about 1 cup of food that I'm eating. So 1 cup, 8 ounces, whatever. But this is usually what I use to pack my food in, because I have other containers that are like really tiny. If I just wanted a small serving of something, but I don't have anything that's in between that's just like a 1 cup size, which, I do want to look for, and pack my food in like a 1 cup size bowl so that I don't overeat or feed my eyes. But this is what I've been using to pack my food. It works for me, especially if I have something like, chicken or like a chicken on a bone. It fits better in here because there's more space. But yeah, I've been eating about a cup of food for my meals. I usually have a snack that usually consists of some type of fruit, to be honest. I have just been feeling very not deficient, but I feel like I'm lacking in fresh fruits and in vegetables. So I try to make my snack be fresh fruit or some kind of vegetable. Cooked vegetable most of the time. I'm not really eating raw vegetables, but I am eating fresh fruit right now. It's summer, the fruit is good, it's refreshing, and I just feel that my body is lacking that nutrients from it. So I'm just kind of listening to my body as far as that goes. I'm not drinking protein shakes. I just cannot do it. Like, I was drinking them so much before surgery and then I struggled with them during recovery because the taste was just so gross to me. I couldn't keep them down. So I kind of just have gotten rid of them completely out of my diet. I'm not really tracking my food, but pretty much everything I eat has protein in it, except for when I eat fresh fruit. That's why I limit that. But I feel like I'm eating balanced meals. I've really been cutting back on the carbs. I know I talked about that in my last video. I really have been making a conscious effort to pretty much just keep them out of my meals. I make them for my boyfriend, but for me, I keep them out of my meals. And that's been going pretty well. Every now and then I'll let myself have a little piece of bread or a little, 3-4 spoonfuls of rice, and I kind of just go on about my business. But I've been trying very hard to keep them out of my regimen. So, that's kind of where I'm at with things. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is that as far as exercise goes, I haven't been doing a whole lot, but I did start going to hot yoga with one of my friends from work, and I'm actually going to go today. I really, really enjoyed it. I felt so light afterwards, like stretching my body out that way. But then the next day I was really sore, and I realized, like, I guess I was super naive to it. I didn't think it would, affect my body that much, but it really did. And it felt good to sweat. It felt good to be sore. It felt good to be stretched out. So like I said, I'm going again today for the second time. I plan on probably going again sometime this week. Hopefully I don't get addicted to it, but if I do, I guess that's an okay addiction to have. So yeah, if you guys are looking to get into something that is going to tone your body and build your muscles, but you hate going to the gym, definitely check out hot yoga because it's very relaxing. You feel so good. It helps with your posture, and especially for me being a nurse, it definitely helps get that tension off of my body that builds up over, days of lifting and pulling, people all day at work. So yeah, definitely check that out as an option and see if it's something that you like. So that's it for today, guys. And I will definitely be checking in with you guys. Please let me know if you have any video suggestions or anything you want to see from me in the comments. Sometimes I struggle with what I want to record, so let me know what you guys want to see so that I can film that for you guys. I definitely want to continue to cater to your needs. All right, bye.